We're going to be going over the top 15 best brawls to upgrade in this brand new update, and we're also going to be going over the best builds. I'm going to show you guys just a brief build picture and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. So number one on the list is going to be Gus. Gus is going to be a very consistent brawler for the most part. It completely avoided the balance changes, and I do think Gus is going to be super strong. Mainly because it's long range, it has a good amount of damage, and I think the knockback mechanic is what really makes Gus so good, because against aggros, Gus is completely fine because the knockback mechanic is insane. You have shield, you got damage, and if you got the right build with it, it's going to be really strong here. So yeah, I think Gus is going to be super good in the meta. I can see it being like a top 5 brawler. I don't really know what else can overtake it, to be honest here, but I'm just going to say top 5 just to be safe. And what is Buzz Lightyear doing? Like, he's just flying in my face here. But yeah, as you see, you can also auto-aim. Auto-aiming from close range is very easy. You can survive interactions, hit some easy shots. It's just consistent, guys. You can just pick it in whatever scenario. It's going to be good in, I believe, every single mode in the game. It can be good. So that's just how good Gus is. But yeah, let's move on to Gus's build. So this is going to be the best build for Gus here. You go the first gadget, because first gadget allows you just to have more damage, and it just helps you win around 10,000 more interactions, which is crazy. And then in terms of gears, you want to go shield and +1. You can go damage and +1, or you can go damage and shield. Those are what I'd recommend. And then star power, you want to go spirit animal, because just having more damage for yourself or your teammates is such a game changer, and it just again helps you win so many interactions and makes Gus super consistent. Let's move on to the second brawler. Brawler number 2 is going to be Stu. Stu is going to be one of those brawlers that's versatile in, I believe, 3 different game modes. I think it's really good in Hot Zone, Brawl Ball, and Gem Grab. It's going to be really good in terms of just being able to just play different playstyles with it. And what I mean by that is because Stu has 2 star powers. Stu has 2 gadgets, which one of them allows you to wall break, and that kind of changes his style of play, because Stu is like an aggro mid-range brawler with a bit of range, to be fair. So it's kind of, you know, it's mid-range to long range. And the thing with Stu is, if you are the wall break, you can combine it with so many things, which makes it very good against like tanks and short range brawlers, and which is Stu's weakness, because Stu doesn't have much DPS. So against brawlers with high HP, you just want to play wall break, and wall break just allows you to go absolutely crazy. You just combine it with like a bee, a bell, an amber, a griff, which opens up the map even more. You can just get a really good comp with Stu. And ever since the introduction of the hypercharge, Stu also just got a lot better. You can just do so much with it. As you see right now, I'm about to get my hypercharge here. Okay, as you see, I'm just gonna glide around here. I'm waiting for the ball, really going to score, and there you go, guys. That is why Stu is so good. You just get so much pressure, and it just closes distance, and that's kind of what you want to do. So yeah, if you like aggro brawlers and you just want a brawler that's versatile in terms of playing against tanks like a bee and a griff, then I recommend you upgrading Stu. Let's get on to the build. The best build for Stu is going to be this one. This is going to be the normal build here with speed zone, and you just have gas or heal. If you want to play against tanks and combine it with like a bee, so you can open up the map, you want to go 0 drag, and you want to go breakthrough in order to just be able to break even more walls than you can normally do with gas or heal, because that gas or heal has short dash. 0 drag just increases your dash quite a lot here. So yeah, this is the build you want to go. In terms of gears, again, it's kind of the same thing here. You want to go speed gear sometimes, because you don't want to get hard stuck against certain matchups. You can go speed gear. You can basically use any gear. The only gear I'd avoid using is heal gear. Heal gear is kind of useless with Stu, but you can go speed vision. You can go speed shield, speed damage. You can go damage +4, shield +4. Those are the type of builds you can go here, and obviously the hypercharge is very useful to have as well. Let's move on to brawler number 3. Brawler number 3 is going to be Rico. Now, Rico is one of the best lane options currently in the game here. It received a recent nerf of around, I think its multi-ball launcher went from like 160 to 120 or something like that. It was kind of a small nerf, and Rico is obviously still very strong here. And what makes Rico the strongest is going to be the hypercharge. I think the hypercharge is absolutely crazy there. And obviously just Rico's mechanics in general is just really good, being able to bounce. You can see loads of more tanks in this meta as well, especially, for example, you got Buzz Lightyear here. He's like a kind of a tank here with some bit of range here, but Rico deals with him pretty well, so I do think Rico's really good. Now let me try and showcase you the hypercharge here, because the hypercharge is what is the deal breaker for the Rico. Don't kill me, Buzz, don't kill me. Oh, okay, right. Well, I completely forgot he can do that. I haven't really played against it too much, but yeah, let's see. We can pop the hypercharge now. Okay, let's do this. There we go, get some good values. We got 1 kill, I think we got 2, and he's gonna be 1 shot there. So yeah, the hypercharge is crazy. If you know how to use the hypercharge, you can pretty much end up with a team wipe or at least 2 kills here, and it's just absolutely crazy here. So yeah, Rico's gonna be the next one. Let's go to the build. Going to be the build on Rico now. You want to go this gadget 100% of the time here. I think there's very few instances when you're playing against like a thrower, for example, on knockout, you go bouncy castle, but this is the gadget you want to go all the time. Reload gear is going to be very important. You know, just being able to spam your shots and hold angles and hold a lane is going to be very important, so you just need faster reload. And then vision gear is going to be helpful to make sure no one sneaks up onto you, and you can just switch this vision gear with any of these gears here as well, but I think the main one to have is reload. And then star power, you want to go super bouncy because having more damage means more DPS and it's easier to get kills, and obviously the hypercharge is going to be great to have as well. Let's move on to the fourth brawler. Brawler is going to be Kenji. Now Kenji is just super good at just taking space, and this is kind of similar to how Stu works, you know, being able to dash forward with your super, except Kenji just has a built-in dash in his build here, and as you see right now, we also do an insane amount of damage. Kenji received multiple nerfs already, but I do think none of the nerfs are actually good here. So yeah, Kenji's gonna be one of the best brawlers in the game, and I think he's the best tank in the game, mainly because he's just very good at just surviving, and mainly because this gadget just allows you to heal so much damage taken, and I think it's just so good. We survive here, which is good. Let's try and heal up as well. And then you got the shield as well from the star power. Obviously I'll show you guys the build afterwards, but this build on Kenji just makes him so good here. There we go, get a nice hit. Just trying to survive here. Let's pop our gadget to heal up a little bit more. And yeah, Kenji is just one of those brawlers. I think it survived 2 balance changes, and I think they'll probably nerf it once again, but they're not going to nerf it for a long time because we literally just received nerf. So yeah, I think this brawler is going to be safe for at least a month or so. Maybe it survives the next balance changes as well, who knows. But yeah, this brawler is just absolutely crazy, guys. Make sure to upgrade it right now because I think Kenji's just insane. And this guy survived. Okay, nice. All right, let's get over to the build. On Kenji is going to be this star power. This gadget is going to be the only gadget you ever need. I've never seen anyone use this one. So this is the gadget when you use, which allows you to heal 50% of the damage taken in the last 3 seconds, which is absolutely crazy. And then you want to go this star power, which gives you a shield. And yeah, like it's ridiculous. Like you just don't get hit for 5 seconds. You get a 60% shield just for doing nothing. I think this build's broken. And then in terms of builds here, you want to go shield. And +1, you go shield and damage and +1. You can go speed and damage, speed and shield, and speed and +1. Those are the best builds. Let's move on to brawler number 5. Brawler number 5 is going to be Surge. I think Surge is super good at just having loads of control, and obviously I think it's one of the best tank counts in the game, and we just get completely ambushed by 2 tanks, which is not great. But yeah, there's multiple. Surge is a very technical brawler. Like it's very hard to play. So you guys gotta just try and learn Surge as soon as possible because yeah, it's not very easy. Loads of pros struggle to play it as well here because you know you can get hard stuck. Stage 1 Surge is one of the most useless brawlers in the game here, and for the most part, there's a high chance you get stuck with stage 1, which is not what you want. You want to get to stage 2 as soon as possible here. And I'm running the gadget right now, which allows you to get stage 2 for a certain amount of time, and you know using that you can try and get your actual stage, which I've kind of gone already, which is nice. But yeah, there's different builds with Surge here. But yeah, the main thing with Surge as well is Hypercharge. If you use it correctly, you can basically get a team wipe with it. I think that's what most Hypercharges do nowadays. Just the potential of getting team wipes is pretty easy. As you see right now, using the jump to get the kill. And then we just get that kill as well. There we go. And yeah, Surge, once you get stage 4 and you get Hypercharge, it's pretty easy to, you know, take over. And Surge becomes one of the best brawlers in the game once at stage 4 with a Hypercharge as well. We saw him coming, we go down, which is fine. But yeah, let's move on to the build. So the build of Surge you want to go is, I think the default build is going to be Power Surge, which allows you to get a temporary stage for 10 seconds. Then you go Speed Gear and +1. And then you go Served Ice Cold. This is the only star power you'll ever need. The other one you should never, ever go. Literally never. And if you want to change up your build, this is mainly in draft here. If you play against like 2 tanks or 3 tanks, you can go this star power. And maybe you don't need speed gear, you can go damage here because you know you get your levels guaranteed when you get to tank because you know short range you'll get some hits, and also it just helps you win all your tank interactions when you pop and get all your ammo and stuff, which is nice. So yeah, let's move on to brawler number 6. Brawler number 6 is going to be Max. Now Max is going to be one of those brawlers who has not been changed for a very long time. And since the introduction of the hypercharge is crazy. I don't know how they haven't nerfed the hypercharge yet because it's one of the best hypercharges in the game here. And it's one of the main reasons why Max is meta. But yeah, Max, obviously DPS is really good. And then just the hypercharge as well. If you know how to use the hypercharge properly, it just gets loads of value here. As you see, we're already about to get a hypercharge. And it's only been, what is it, 20 seconds into the game, which is crazy. So yeah, the way to use your hypercharge, you just get your whole team to stack, and you get these power-ups as well, which allow you to charge up your super. It gives you a speed boost. So many good things here. And there we go. It's like we got our hypercharge within 20 seconds. So if you're good at max here, you just, you know, be able to do so much. And max is one of the best combination brawlers in the game. You can combine it with many different things to create good comps. And that's one of the reasons why max is just super, super meta. Because, you know, if you have a tank, a mid-range, you just pick max and your comp will get 10 times better here. And you can just even play max as a solo brawler as well, because it's just that good on its own. So yeah, let's move on to the build. So the build you want to go with max is going to be phase shifter. This is the only gadget you'll ever need, and run and gun is the only other star power you're going to need as well. If you're playing in knockout, for example, you can go supercharge, which you know, if you move with max, you charge your super passively. But for the most part, run and gun is just completely game changing. Just allows you to get more damage and is really good against tanks and mid range. And then the gears, you can go shield and damage, or you can go shield and +1, or you can go damage and +1 as well. Those are the type of builds I recommend. If it's like a, you know, a map with loads of grass, like maybe you can go hard rock mine, you're playing max mid, you can go shield and +1, or you can go vision as well. Vision's also good just to scour enemies when you're mid matchup. Let's move on to brawler number 7. Brawler number 7 is going to be Gene. Now Gene is one of those brawlers who just does not get balance change whatsoever. I don't know the last time Gene received a balance change, but it was a while ago as well. So yeah, Gene just doesn't receive any change here, so it's super, super safe to upgrade. And as it just won't receive a change because it's just super balanced, and one of those brawlers which require a bit of skill and understanding to play, but once you understand it, it's very easy to pick up on. But yeah, Gene's super is one of the best supers in the game because you can pull through walls and, you know, just completely make so many different plays with it. And Gene, in terms of map pool, you can play Gene in a lot of different modes. Mainly, you want to play Gene in not heist, no, do not play on heist. Mainly, you'll play Gene on knockout and bounty. Knockout and bounty, Gene is probably like a top 3 brawler in that mode here. And most times in draft, it's a first pick. So yeah, make sure you pick it there. And also, gem grab as well is one of Gene's best mode. It's one of the best mids here because being able to pull the gem carrier is completely life-changing. And it gives any comp you have a good chance of winning. So yeah, Gene's one of those best there. And then you got the hypercharge, which I just used as well, which gives you 3 pulls. Although it's not useful in terms of pulling 3 enemies at the same time, unless you have like a Jackie or a Buster, which is able to deal with multiple brawlers. The Gene hypercharge damage boost and speed boost is also really good as well. So it's just, you know, good to have as a as like a stat boost, I guess. But yeah, let's move on to the build. The build with Gene is going to be Magic Pass. That's the only star power you probably ever need. Just being able to heal around a radius of you is going to be really important. And then you want to go the Mythic Gear. The Mythic Gear extends the range of the Gene Pool, which is very, very important. And then this gear kind of changes. You can go speed, vision. Shield is for like knockout and bounty most of the time. If there's a map with loads of grass, you want to go vision 100% of the time. And then +4 is nice to have against some matchups as well. And damage gear you can go, but it's, you know, kind of useless. And then against long range to mid range brawler, you want to go Vengeful Spirits. Against tanks, you want to go Knockback, which is going to be Lamp Blowout, which allows you to knock back enemies. If they get close to you, you can just knock them back further away, and then you just get a little bit of HP healed as well, which is nice. But yeah, let's move on to brawler number 8. Brawler number 8 is going to be Penny. Now, Penny has emerged into the meta within the past few months here, and the main reason is because they increased the range of Penny's shot here. So the fact I'm able to hit Piper there was never known before, and we just got some great shots into Piper once again here. So we're doing pretty well right now. And obviously the turret with Penny is also very useful to have. Just having something shooting the other team is always useful. And then the hypercharge with the Penny as well also is in the game, and it just allows you to have, you know, just a little bit of extra firepower. The hypercharge allows you to shoot 2 cannons at once here with the super as well. And yeah, there's also different builds with Penny you can go. Penny's also one of those brawlers which is like very versatile in terms of build here. But yeah, Penny's like one of those simple brawlers, you know, nothing else to really talk about with Penny. So let's get straight onto the build. So the build with Penny you want to go is going to be Salty Barrel. That's going to be the only gadget you're going to need. And then you're going to go Master Blaster, which allows you to deal a little bit of damage when you throw your turret onto someone, and you can knock them back. This is mainly good against tanks. But if you don't really expect yourself to throw your turret onto people or knock them back, you can go this first star power, which allows you to, you know, shoot like a wider radius. And this goes really well with the Salty Barrel. It allows you to 7k, 8k brawlers that go in your face. And then in terms of gears, you can go speed vision, you can go speed damage, speed shield, or you can go this build I'm going +4 in damage, which is kind of like a, you know, very tanked up build here because you just get more barrels and you get more HP with the shield. Now let's move on to brawler number 9. Brawler number 9 is going to be Larry. Now, you know, my tier list is based off brawlers that I think won't get nerfed for a long time, and also brawlers that are very easy to play, because then it just applies to more people here. And Larry's one of those brawlers which is very easy to play, and it's received loads of nerfs, and I don't think it's going to receive another nerf for a super long time here, so I think it's pretty safe to have. Let's see if we can, you know, get some control here, because I've actually got no hits here. But yeah, here we push onto the Barley here, being able to get loads of hits onto him. He's gonna go down there as well, so there you go. I think Larry, if you hit 2 full shots, and Larry just gets, you know, 2 shots per hit, so you go 1 and 2. So yeah, if you hit 2 full shots there, it allows you to kill pretty much all the weak brawlers in the game. And then I get my Larry and Lori bot. With my Lori bot, allows me to, you know, just use my gadget, which allows me to dash through and heal. There's many different techniques you can do with Larry here. I'll go over the build here. I think the build's the most important part here. But yeah, in terms of modes and matchups, game modes, you can play it in Hot Zone, Brawl Ball, Bounty. In some scenarios, you can play it in Knockout. And then in some scenarios, you can play it in some gem grab maps. Maybe as like a last pick, it's really good. And wow, that is a lot of Eve hatchlings there. I think this is one of the first times I've seen the hyperchargers in action here. But yeah, those are the modes you can go with Larry. And that was a pretty quick game here with Larry. That's how good it is, guys. That's actually how good it is. Let's move on to the build. It is going to be this star power, this gadget, which is going to be auto fallback, and it allows you to dash, and dash is very important. If you learn how to use the dash correctly, it can be insane. And then obviously it heals you and the Lori bot for 25% HP. And then star power, you want to go protect protocol, which allows you to transfer when you put your super out, your Lori bot. If you get hit, the damage won't get hit onto you, it'll get hit onto your bot, which is great. You know, it's just transferring damage here. And if you play against tanks, you want to go this one, Protocol Assist, which means if anyone is in the range of your bot, it's going to reload your ammo 30% extra whenever we get hit onto the enemy. So it's going to be really good at just spamming shots, and it's really, really good against tanks, guys. Trust me, it is insane against tanks. And in build, you want to go... You can go anything, really. Like, this is one of the brawlers which you can go any gears. You can't go wrong with it. Speed vision, obviously, is very consistent. You go speed damage, speed shield, speed heal, speed +1, damage, shield, like, literally whatever. Literally, it's not too complicated to have the Larry. You can go whatever build you want. Let's move on to brawler number 10. Brawler number 10 is going to be Daryl. Now, Daryl is one of the tanks which has a lot of mobility. It's kind of similar to how Kenji is. Just having mobility is just very, very important on a tank. And Daryl's one of them, which you can just play into so many different matchups here as well. Kit with the invis. Oh, Doug heals him. Okay, they actually have a really good comp here. Let's just go here. And I didn't know I knocked him back twice, actually. But we're going to go down here probably. But yeah, this is not a great matchup for Daryl here, because Eve's on the lake. And then you have Kit and Doug just stacking on each other and healing up here. We have Buzz Light here, though, so anything's possible. We actually get 2 kills. Wait, how do we get 2 kills? I thought we would have had more stars by now. I guess Eve has all the stars. Yeah, Eve has 6, which is crazy. But yeah, Daryl. Game modes is going to be Brawl Ball. You can do on Hot Zone. You can do, actually, no, Daryl is good on any mode, guys. Literally any mode, Daryl is good. You can't go wrong with it. You just gotta learn the matchups you can pick it into. We get a good kill there. We go down again. We have a hypercharge as well. And then Daryl's hypercharge, it's not great, but it's not too bad. It's just, you know, it's just something very basic. Just you get, you know, more speed and stuff like that. And then, as you see right now, we're going in there. Go on, save me. Save me. There we go. We survived there as well. Oh, this game's a bit close here. No. Okay, we go down. Rip. But yeah, Daryl's good. Let's get on to the build. The build with Daryl you want to go is going to be Tar Barrel, which allows you to slow down enemies when you super or whenever you use. You can just use it whenever. And then if you're playing Heist, you always want to go this one, which allows you to get more damage onto the safe. There's like a certain spot which allows you to get 8k damage with this gadget here, which is crazy. And then star power, you always want to go Steel Hoops, because having the shield when rolling is giving you extra protection and allows you to make many more plays. In terms of gears, you want to go heal +1 or heal and damage or heal and speed. I think heal and speed is going to be the most popular one. And obviously having the hypercharge is always going to be great. Let's move on to brawler number 11. Brawler number 11 is going to be Gale. Now, Gale is really good against mid-range to tanks. So, like a Surge is not a great matchup, to be honest. Surge is one of the only mid-range brawlers which counters Gale. But we managed to kill him. We get traded out instantly as well. But yeah, Gale is a very complex brawler in terms of there's so many different builds you can go with it. I'll explain it after. But yeah, mainly you want to pick Gale against tanks and mid-range brawlers because it outranges them. And then if you go the slow star power, the stun star power, you can play it differently, and it's just really good at suppressing and closing the gap between these brawlers here. So yeah, let's try and get our super here, and I can show you guys the stun mechanic. Okay, let's just try and heal up a little bit right now. So yeah, let's go here. There we go. We get nice little pressure onto them. He's gonna shield, which is not great for us. Okay, we get taken out here as well. But yeah, I think the main thing with Gale is he's very easy to play, and the super is very easy to use. Like the super is it has such a wide radius as well, but I think it's mainly up to the builds here. So let me just try and show you. Let's get a stun off right now and try and do something. Okay, he's gonna try and push us here. I think we can win the game here. Like that's the thing about Gale. The potential to win a game is really good because it's just so versatile. Okay, he's gonna jump out. Because we're hypercharge, we get hypercharge here. I can show you guys how. Oh yeah, I forgot about to talk about the hypercharge. The hypercharge is one of the best in the game, I'd say. No, let me use it. Okay, well we got completely wrecked there, but yeah, the hypercharge is one of the best in the game here. Now let's move on to the builds. Going to be speed vision. Speed vision is going to be pretty good. You can pretty much go anything with Gale as well, but the gadget and star power is the interesting part. So if you play against a tank, or if you're on Brawl Ball, you want to go Twister most of the time here. Or if you play like Hot Zone, you want to shot up a lane, you also go Twister. But in Hot Zone, you mainly want to go Jump Pad. Jump Pad is just good at just getting into the zone and getting positioning. That's when you use Jump Pad. And then in terms of star power, if you play against tanks, you can just go whatever. These two are different. One stuns and one slows down enemies per shot. But if you play against long range brawlers, you want to go stun or something, because stun is the only chance you have of doing something here. And then the hypercharge is crazy, guys. The hypercharge just guarantees your team wipe if you know how to use it correctly. Let's move on to brawler number 12. Brawler number 12 is going to be Arti. Arti has an insane mechanic, and I'll show you right now, which they changed. So yeah, Arti can go over water, and it just allows you to get into so many good positioning. So right now we just got there super quickly by just going through the middle, and we're able to probably just kill this guy here. There we go. We take him out pretty easily here as well, and now we just hold the wall. Canal is probably one of Arti's best maps, but in terms of modes, Arti is good on every mode other than Heist, because obviously it doesn't do too much damage onto the safe and stuff. But for the most part, it's super viable. You can play Arti as like a mid-range brawler, like a tank kind of thing, or you can just go back to the long-range form and start poking people like that. But yeah, the build is just dependent on the matchup and kind of the map for the most part, but it's mainly the matchup. The matchup is what matters with Arti. We go down there. But yeah, let's get on to the build. So the build with Arti you want to go is going to be, in terms of gears, you want to go damage and +1. If you're playing bounty or knockout, you probably want to go like shield and heal gear. That would probably be your best bet, or you go shield and +1. And then in terms of star power, you always want to go, actually not always, you go quick maths if you're going this build, which allows you to have your mark on them and just activate your mark instantly, which deals damage. And then you go this. If you're going the short range build, you want to go this, which allows you to have like a 20% shield, I guess, when you're on your legs and stuff, and it's like the mid range build and stuff. And yeah, there's no hypercharge for RT, so let's move on to brawler number 13. Next up is going to be Melody. Now, Melody is an interesting brawler. It kind of depends on what brawlers you have around it, but if you're playing Heist, for example, or Brawl Ball, I think you can play solo with it. But if you're playing, for example, Bounty, you can probably go like Byron Melody and Gus Melody, and it'll probably still work. Hot Zone Melody is going to be good at just, being very aggressive. Melody is kind of underrated in the meta. It did receive a recent nerf as well, but it's still going to be very strong here. As you see right now, we are going absolutely crazy here with the Melody. Melody being very, very good. And also the Hypercharge. I've seen the Hypercharge in action in pro play, and the Hypercharge is absolutely ridiculous. I can hopefully show you guys in a second here with how good the Hypercharge is. Let's see. Go on, give me the Hypercharge. Okay, we've got the Hypercharge here. Here we go. Let's pop the shield now. We get 4k shield. And we're just going to go straight at it. We just survived so much here. We get shielded as well because of our notes. And we're going to be able to score there. And yeah, the Hypercharge is insane, guys. Let's move on to the build. So the build with Melody you want to go is always going to be shield. The shield, just having a 10% shield from each note, which allows you to have a maximum of 30% shield from 3 notes. If you pop the Hypercharge, you can have a 60% shield, which is crazy. And then in terms of star power, you want to go this one, which allows you to, per note, you have a movement speed increase. So if you have 3 notes, you have an 18% movement speed. If you pop the Hypercharge, you can get a 36% movement speed buff, which is crazy. Build, I kind of only go this one build, just going to be shield and +1. That's kind of all I go with Melody. Let's move on to brawler number 14. Brawler number 14 is going to be Byron. Now, I don't think Byron is going to receive any balance changes anytime soon. I think it's going to be I think it's a pretty balanced brawler for the most part. Its weaknesses are tanks and stuff, but with this gadget that I'm going, which allows you to triple shot them, it allows you to be more useful against tanks. And then Byron healing mechanics allows you to, you know, play off your teammates pretty well here as well. So we have a BB right now. We can try and heal him up here. And there we go, getting some healing going on to him. Primo's going to push me. I'm going to pop my gadget there. He's going to get traded out probably from my shots. Yeah, there you go. He gets taken out. We just did about 6k damage with one gadget and like one extra shot, which is really nice. And then the splash is also good against throwers and people trying to hide behind walls. But with Byron, it's mainly the builds. The builds are kind of important here. And once you learn on when to you know, shoot enemies and when to heal is the deal breaker with Byron as well. So yeah, let's move on to the build. So the build with Byron, if you're playing against other long range matchups, it's not as popular anymore, but you can go with this heal one, which allows you to heal. So if you get hit once by like, for example, like a Bell or a Piper or a Gus, you just pop this gadget and it just heals you around 3,600 within 3 seconds. And then in terms of star power, if you're playing against like a Tara, a Ruffs, or like a Nita even, and you want to pierce through attack, you can just go injection. Or if you're playing against anything else, you just want to go melees. In terms of gadgets and some gears, you want to go like shield and +4 most of the time. I think that's the only time you go this. Like, I don't know. I don't think what else you can go with this. You can go like vision on some maps. For example, like out in the open, you go like probably like shield and vision, or just go shield and +4 again. +1 gear is just super good in Byron. Let's move on to the next brawler. And the final brawler on our list is going to be Nita. Now, Nita is viable in Hot Zone, Brawl Ball, Gem Grab. Some bounty maps, for example, Canal Grande can be really good for Nita, for example, if it's against like mid-range brawlers. Hot Zone it's really good at as well, combined with brawlers like Byron, Gus, Max, especially Max. Max is the main one you combine it with here. Don't really know what's happening here, but guy wants to try and kill me, I guess, but I probably end up killing him. Oh. Coco, don't die. Oh, there's a Jess in my face. Okay, that was not good here, but yeah. It's, again, the build is kind of important with Nita, depending on the matchup and the mode. So, yeah, and obviously Nita Hypercharge is one of the best in the game, I think, because, yeah, it just allows you to have so much pressure, and we get it pretty quick as well. We get it pretty quick. Let's get the kill there, but look at that. I didn't pull my gadget. I was kind of not paying attention there, but yeah. Nita's Hypercharge is really good. Let's move on to the build. The build with Nita you want to go against normal matchup is going to be speed and damage gear. And then you want to go this shield star power, which allows you to give a shield to Bruce, which is your super. And then you want to go bear with me, which allows you to heal. If you're playing against tanks, you want to just switch your gadget to stun. If you're playing heist, you want to go shield and hyper bear. Hyper bear basically allows you to just have instant swipes with the Nita bear, and on heist, you know, it's like a Jesse turret, completely melts the safe. And then hypercharge I think is a must with Nita. It's completely game changing. But yeah, that's been wrapping up this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.